And we are following breaking news. You see it right here. This motorcyclist is being chased by law enforcement right now. This is on the 210 freeway in the Claremont area. We have been watching this for the last few minutes, and this motorcyclist has been going well over 100 miles an hour. You can see he is darting between the cars on the freeway there and really making them look like they are going slow because he is going just so fast. We all know how dangerous this can be when a motorcyclist is going this fast. Oftentimes, drivers don't even see the motorcycle coming up so quickly behind them. A quick change of a lane, and this could be really, really an awful scene here. But we are watching as this person is fleeing. Now, there are some reports that this is a suspect wanted in some other type of crime. We're still waiting to get an exact reason why officers were going after this motorcyclist, but we're seeing now is this guy is getting off of the 210 freeway, and now we are watching, very close call here through that intersection. You saw those other cars going through, and now making another aggressive turn. It looks like getting right back on the 210, but now heading in the opposite direction. Again, very aggressive riding through that intersection, and rather close call, really. But the roadway there wide open, it almost doesn't seem to matter because this person is just darting all through the traffic. And oftentimes we'll see law enforcement back off a bit to try to slow whoever it is they're chasing down a bit. But in this particular case, you don't even see any law enforcement close behind. We know they are there, but this motorcyclist has not slowed down, still going well over 100 miles per hour. And, in daylight, it is very hard to see a motorcycle like this because, you don't see all of the lights. We keep seeing him raise his hands up above his head. Not sure who he's gesturing that to, perhaps law enforcement up ahead in a helicopter overhead, but you do not see any lights and sirens right behind this motorcyclist because they have given a nice little bit of distance here behind this motorcyclist, but you are watching as going well over 130 miles per hour right now, really making those other cars and trucks look like they are going slow, and we know they are not because this is a wide open stretch of the 210, and this motorcyclist now in the carpool lane going well over 100 miles an hour. And again, we are still waiting for the exact reason why law enforcement is after this motorcyclist. There have been some reports that this person was involved in another crime, and when law enforcement tried to, get in touch with this person, they took off on the motorcycle, and as you see, still going well over 100 miles an hour in that carpool lane right now of the 210. That person now in the East San Gabriel Valley. Really covering a lot of distance here, going at this extreme high rate of speed. You see very aggressively dodging in and out of that traffic, quickly going between those cars. Looking back, you see a motorcycle right there on his tail there. You see that. We don't often see law enforcement on a motorcycle chasing another motorcycle, but this is exactly what's happening here on the 210. We've seen that motorcyclist that's being pursued, often looking back, certainly a dangerous situation at these high rates of speed and all those other cars in there, and probably not even aware that this motorcyclist is coming up at such a high rate of speed. And it is tough to see this going on so fast, and we know how dangerous it is when they're in a car, but in a motorcycle, it really is. Looks like he's slowing down. Wow, this is certainly an unusual situation there. You saw that motorcyclist almost toying with law enforcement, doing that zigzag approach there as that motorcyclist came up on that suspect. And what's really unusual here is that certainly they can't do a pit maneuver. They can't put out spike strips to get this person to stop. So this is going to be a case where the motorcyclist has to decide themselves that they want to stop for this law enforcement. But again, we are watching the suspect on the 210 westbound now. He was actually eastbound, And we are watching as this motorcyclist just continues to go at a lower speed, at least at this point. And I'm currently joined now by my colleague, Ross Palumbo, and we are watching this motorcyclist. He's doing a lot of movement here on the motorcycle now. Looks like he's about to perhaps drop something. He's fiddling around.
You know, this guy unfortunately just clipped by a car. Hold on a second.
Ran
have to lose the
right
video.
into the back of that car.
And the police are coming up to him right now, and other authorities.
Hold on. We are in a little bit of a delay here, specifically for situations like this. We did delay the video for you. We can tell you, though, that this motorcyclist was fiddling with a bag and just looking backwards, and then ran into the back of a vehicle. And as we had been talking about how dangerous it is for a motorcyclist to be in a pursuit like this, and now we are watching as law enforcement are trying to render some aid. Fortunately, the motorcyclist did slow down. We saw him going well over 100 miles an hour, but now he was probably going about 70, 80 miles per hour.
Yeah, if you're just joining us now, this pursuit happening along the 210 eastbound, the speed above 100 miles an hour, this motorcyclist, so just a few moments ago, we've had to dump out of the video, reached down to the side of his leg, maybe reaching for a bag, trying to get something, and that's when a car behind him clipped him. He went flying off the motorcycle, went over to the shoulder of the road. Fortunately, I didn't see any other cars hit him, but then authorities who were right behind him zoomed in and then stopped the traffic and then immediately rendered aid. And you can't see the video because it's a very sensitive situation. We're back at it now. That motorcyclist still on the ground there as CHP is rendering aid to him and trying to determine exactly what his physical state is. But it was a hard hit. There's no two ways about it.
And to me, Ross, what I saw was that he clipped the back of that vehicle. He was looking back, looking down at his bag, and then clipped the back. So he ran into that vehicle because he kept looking back, is what I saw. He ran into the other vehicle.
You know, it happened so fast and so unexpectedly, and this is exactly why they talked to witness after witness on the scene. We're not clear precisely what happened, but we do know that this motorcycle did hit a car, or a car hit this person. They flew off the motorcycle. There they are in the upper right portion of your screen as first responders are administering aid. They moved in quickly here along the 210. And stopped those 3 lanes of traffic, did a full stop, and we're just waiting to find out now from authorities what his condition is.
Yes, and joining us now on the phone is Dave Avila. Dave, thanks so much for joining us. You know, when you've got a motorcyclist going this fast, there are often times that, you know, we have to be very careful of what we're showing, and that is why we are now not showing our viewers what is happening there on the 210. But
yeah,
Dave,
absolutely.
You know, these pursuits are so tough because you can't do a pit maneuver. You can't put out those spike strips. And that motorcyclist was going so fast. And for the first time, I remember seeing another, like a motorcycle officer actually pursuing and coming up to that suspect that was kind of doing a little like weaving.
But not getting that close.
And you know, Amy and Ross, that good afternoon, guys. But yeah, we've law enforcement motorcycles can and do go in pursuit of vehicles, and like with LEPD, that is allowed. That's no problem at all. What they do is they have to relinquish that to a black and white when they join the pursuit. So they'll stay with the pursuit, but behind the black and white. But they initially can, like the CHP officer did here. Now the suspect, I mean, we go back into, I mean, what my sources are telling me, there was a some type of deputy type shooting out by Victoria Gardens and Rancho Cucamonga. And this is whether or not this was the suspect, we don't know, cannot confirm that. But when they were pursuing this suspect, yes, he did. He was toying with the CHP motor officer. I've never seen that before. That was the wrong thing to do. This was not a game, as we would put it. This was something very, very serious. And then what the suspect did do, because he was being, and Ross, I think you had mentioned, both of you, that he was reaching back into one of his saddlebags to his left rear off the left side of the rear tire. He was fumbling around with that. What he was going to grab, we don't know.
I mean, how dangerous is that, right? That's exactly
Yes,
what was on the mind of
exactly.
every officer that could see him. We were thinking
Exactly.
about it. And what a dangerous situation. It's so difficult for everyone involved, the people on the road alongside him, the authorities pursuing him. But the reason they pursue, and we have to say again and again, is because this person was believed to be a danger to anyone on the roadway.
We're showing
Oh,
our viewers
absolutely.
here on the right now how he was toying with that officer, kind of doing this little
Zigzag,
Al-
weaving
Zigzag
around.
weaving.
almost purposely trying to run his rear tire into the front tire of the CHP motor officer. And then, but that suspect, when he finally started fumbling around with his left saddlebag and he came up, that vehicle's there. So he actually, suspect did run into the left rear quarter panel of that victim's vehicle. That's when the collision happened, and now we ended up here. Hope of course, they have. There's no doubt they attended to that driver to make sure that they were okay, the citizen in that vehicle. But now they'll attend to this one and the suspect, and we'll see how he's doing. But 140, and you're right, Ross. This was a total danger to them. Total disregard for the public. 140 miles per hour. I don't care if it's a motorcycle or not. If that thing hits you, it's going to cause some damage at 140 miles per hour.
Absolutely. And Dave Avila, we certainly want to thank you for joining us. I'm Amy Johnson here along with Ross Palumbo. We are going to continue to monitor this for you, and we will bring you the latest coming up on CBS LA at 4 o'clock on KCAL 9.